Hello folks, welcome back to the Urban Rider Studio. What I have in the studio today has to go down as one of the most anticipated items we've had this year, certainly one of the most anticipated helmets. This is the Bell BULLITT GT, the newer version of the Bell BULLITT, which came out some 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago now, and is our best-selling item of all time, hands down, because when it came out, there was very little competition in its field for a retro, simple-looking helmet like this. So it came out with the right kind of formula at the right time, and audiences responded to it. However, their competition obviously caught wind of that, designed their own helmets, and Bell kind of rested on their laurels. They came out with the new color options for the helmet, and their color choices are really good, there's no question about that, but they didn't really innovate the style, and a lot of their competitors did. They also came in at a competitive price, so it was looking a little bit long in the tooth. So we were crying out for a new version of it. We were curious what Bell would offer, and this does meet expectations, but it's a little bit of a mixed bag. No question, it still looks good. It now meets ECE 2206 safety standards, and it is a good helmet. But is it objectively far better than its competition? No, it's about the same as some others in key areas, which I'll go through in the review, and some of them also are at a more competitive price. Will this still sell though? Yes, we think it will. What's immediately apparent is that it does still look like a Bell BULLITT, and that is a good thing. It's what made them so popular in the first place. And they've got loads of different colors. We've got a few options on the table here, both carbon versions, we've got an RSD version over there as well, and they've got the more standard colorways this side. But color choices and the overall finish is something that Bell do very well. The silhouette and overall shape is very similar, and actually we've had them side by side with the previous Bell BULLITT, and if there is a difference in the shell, it is minimal. They look practically exactly the same in terms of the profile, the overall size, and it's still quite a slim, quite a small helmet, and for most people, they do prefer a smaller looking helmet. It's also still pretty lightweight, so this one actually has 1,500 grams written on the back, but still a really light feeling helmet. The carbon version is 100 grams lighter at 1,400 grams. It is both DOT and ECE 2206 safety standard approved, obviously. A quick summary of the changes are that they've removed the vent on the chin, they've made the vents on the forehead closable, they've improved the mechanism for taking off the visor. You now don't need any tools, and it's very simple to do. I will show you that in a second. And they've added a gasket to the rubber seal, meaning that it is a much tighter seal with the visor. In theory, that will make it a quieter helmet. And I say in theory, I've not personally tested this at high speeds. Only thing I'd be able to do around here is up to about 30, 40 miles an hour. So I can't really tell you about how it would perform on a motorway. Now it does have the GT name. Grand Tourer is normally what that stands for. I wouldn't have considered this a touring helmet. I've never considered the Bell BULLITT a touring helmet, and I don't think anyone else in here would. You can use it for that purpose as you could for any other helmet. Of course, it's still safe. It's just that it is a noisier helmet than some of its competition. It's not designed to be a quiet helmet because it's still got that big opening on the front. And my colleague, Andy, said that the changes they've made to soundproofing and making it quieter are kind of like throwing the deck chairs off the Titanic, and I would agree with him on that front because it's always going to be a relatively noisy helmet. It's got a big opening on the front there, so whilst you get increased visibility, the compromise is always going to be soundproofing. So if you're going to take this long distance, then just wear earplugs. I've got colleagues that use something like this to do long trips, and they will wear their Bell BULLITT, but they'll just put some earplugs in, and for most people that's recommended anyway because you want to protect your hearing as best you can. My colleague Mario said about his helmet that it would whisper to him at high speeds, and that's because of the visor mechanism. So I can definitely tell you that because this is a tighter seal, it is going to be slightly quieter, and being able to close your forehead vents obviously will have an effect on that as well, and that's one of the most practical improvements they've made to this helmet, so it's good to see. It is worth bearing in mind though that all of the helmets of this style from their competitors, the likes of the Shoei Glamster, the likes of the JD1, the likes of the Bi-City Roadster 2, by virtue of the fact that they are also really open on the front, are also going to be relatively noisy helmets at high speed. So it doesn't stand alone in that regard. And the improvements they've made will help bring it in line with its competition. Speaking of competition though, I think the biggest flaw, if you like, and there is one to this helmet, is that it's not competitively priced enough, I don't think, against some of its competition. Objectively speaking, you get more with some other brands, or you get at least the same but for a more affordable price. I'm thinking specifically of the JD1, which has a lot of the same features as this, but it is more affordable. The Shoei Glamster is close to the price of this. They're around the same sort of price, but you do get more practicalities and features with the Shoei Glamster, such as pin lock, for example. This is a sample. This may well change by the time this video goes live, but the information I have today is that they're coming in just north of £430 for a starting price, and around £645 for the carbon versions. I do, though, think that they're going to sell anyway because of the Bell name, because of the unique styling of them, because they do still have their own character, and they certainly have their own look and aesthetic when it comes to colour choices and a really high level of finish when it comes to those colour choices as well. We are very curious to hear what you think of it in the comments section down below though. So if you would go with one of its rivals, please let us know in the comments section. We didn't make it, we're not affiliated with it, it is not our baby. Feel free to insult it if you want or to sing its praises. We're just genuinely curious whether or not you like this over some of its rivals. It has a composite fiberglass shell for the standard versions. Obviously, they have a carbon version as well. They make it in 3 different shell sizes, so I'm told. And as I said previously, it hasn't had a noticeable increase in size over the previous version. It uses a double D-ring closure around your neckline. It has a fully removable liner, very soft, very comfortable. And I think the fit is ever so slightly improved. For me, we've tried it on with everyone in the team as well, and I think they agree as well. It's really subtle. If you know your size in a bell, then it will be about the same for this one. Now, they have amended their size guide, again, so I'm told. So the large that we have on the table is between a 59 and 60, they say, but we say that it's about half size down from their new revised size guide. So they size a half a size down. And the reason I would say that is that usually I'm between a medium and a large, as are a few of the rest of the team actually, and the large actually fits me really, really nicely. This is the size I would go for, and sometimes with some brands it's a little bit looser feeling. Fit-wise, very comfortable though, no pinching around the forehead or the sides of the head, so very universal. I think I also noticed that the cheek pieces just seem to fit a little bit better than previous versions. Now that is something that Bell do quite well. You can get different cheek pieces for them. Accessories are something they offer. And when this comes out, although I don't know exactly when it comes out if we'll have the visors in stock, but they definitely will do tinted visors, such as you'll see on this carbon version or the Roland Sands version there. And they'll also do bubble visors as well. I definitely won't miss the vent on the chin. Never really used to bother whether it was open or closed because you get lots of airflow through by virtue of the fact that it is very open on the bottom there. But what you'll notice is a mechanism actually there for opening and closing the vents on your forehead, which is really easy to operate, and it was crying out for that. With the old version, it really was a shame that you couldn't close those vents. So it's great that you now can. Instantly you can see that the lip on the rubber seal there, this gasket, will do a much better job at keeping that watertight, stopping airflow getting through there again. So that is another very welcome addition. Then we come on to the visor mechanism. So in order to release the visor, or to change the visor out, with the previous version you needed something like a coin just to loosen off these on the outside there. But now you don't need any tools. I'm going to try and make this as quick and easy as possible. Oh, it really is easy, actually. You basically just push down on this little black bit here and then slide this off. Really quick and easy to change the visors as you might need to. Means that you don't need a tool with you, means that you can do it very simply on the fly if you want to. And it also means that it feels really secure as well. Quite a lot of helmet manufacturers will make it a screw thread, which means that you want to tighten it down. There is a tendency or a temptation as well to over tighten it because you don't want your visor to come off or to lose a pin. With this kind of system, you can't over tighten it at all, and you know that it is secure. So that is an improvement, definitely. So, like I said before, very curious to hear your thoughts. Please drop comments in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think of this helmet. Is the King back, or have its competitors done enough to dethrone it. Would you like to buy one of these for yourself? Which colorway do you like? How's your day going? Leave anything down there that you want to, and I'll see you soon.